Working overtime, the delegates at COP28 have now produced a new draft of the centerpiece agreement at the climate summit in Dubai. This document makes an unprecedented mention of transitioning away from fossil fuels. While this has been hailed by some as the beginning of the end for fossil fuels, there are still issues aplenty. Today we look at why COP28, hailed as a make or break moment for global climate action, may ultimately be a failure. One of the central controversies revolves around the absence of explicit language regarding the phasing out of fossil fuels. The new draft agreement has been welcomed, but it does not call for the world to phase out coal, oil and gas, as more than 100 countries had hoped, and instead includes loopholes that would allow for their use even beyond 2050. The previous draft didn't even include the term fossil fuels in the COP decision text, except for references to oil and gas subsidies, drawing criticism from climate negotiators, activists and nations who were advocating for bolder action. The leadership of COP28, particularly COP President Sultan Al Jaber, who also heads the UAE's national oil company, has faced allegations of bias. Some countries perceive the COP president as an unreliable broker, especially considering the opposition from oil and gas producing nations. Closed-door talks and a lack of transparency further contribute to a climate of mistrust. The global stocktake, intended to be a cornerstone of COP28, faces challenges in reaching a comprehensive agreement. The assessment of countries' progress since the Paris Agreement has encountered difficulties in addressing gaps and formulating a cohesive plan for future action. Negotiators are no doubt under immense pressure to produce a meaningful outcome. The absence of clear directives and the delay in producing a detailed draft text have heightened concerns about the conference's effectiveness. In conclusion, COP28 is grappling with controversies surrounding fossil fuel language, leadership bias, and challenges in key components like the GST. The failure to produce a clear pathway for phasing out fossil fuels and the perceived lack of ambition in the draft text are significant setbacks, raising doubts about the effectiveness of the summit in addressing the escalating climate crisis.
News9 Plus. Download now.